Just word US Army. But say.
There's quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/.
Oh. Oh.
No, you cannot have this. You have food.
Between
What meeting?
Why does she?
Yeah, call this meeting to order. This is a public hearing on Monday, 14/2022, 6 P.M. This is in regard to rezoning the property at 709, 715 South Carolina Street, Louisiana, Missouri, to a B1 business district. To start off with, everybody, we'll go ahead and have our planning and zoning chairman present what the planning and zoning committee is recommending. Do you check, make sure the mic's on, too, please?
Yes, sound check. Hi, my name is John Phillips. Was appointed to the Planning and Zoning Commission, and the board asked me to become like the chairperson. And basically what we're trying to do here is try to make intelligent and good decisions about how we want to zone property in the city, okay? Our thinking was that this was kind of an unusual situation in the fact that we had a business in the middle of a kind of a residential area with a lot of churches around it and things like that. And so what we tried to do here was basically give the owner of the property the opportunity to be able to sell the property. But really, planning and zoning has very little say about the usage. All we do is redesignate whether the building has to be used strictly for a residential purpose or it can be used as a business purpose. It's only the first stage in the process of somebody actually establishing a business within a particular building. And so our approach, and I think I can speak for the panel, our approach is we don't want to be an impediment to people being able to sell their property. But on the other hand, we don't want to just do it willy-nilly. Okay. We want to do it in a way to where, first of all, it's going to benefit the city in terms of the way that it's zoned. And secondly, we want to do it in such a way that it's just a common sense solution. And since we had no idea as to who, I don't even think the owner of the property even has anybody that has made an offer for it yet. There's no way that we can make a decision based on speculation or whatever. The owner came to us with a proposal. We wanted to rezone it because he thought he could sell it, be more efficient in terms of selling it, and we voted on that. We made a recommendation to the council, which I'll discuss in a minute. So it's not a situation where we're trying to set an agenda or anything else. We're trying to use city areas in an intelligent way and make common sense zoning decisions, and not just willy-nilly zoning decisions. So, that's pretty much our thought as a body, and it's the kind of the guiding approach that's going to govern our future attempts at zoning and looking at zoning questions. We look at the particular question, the specific question. We also have to consider and be concerned about the greater benefit of the city. There's this balance in government between order and individual liberty and individual freedom. And that order is always really difficult to find. Sometimes or that balance is difficult to find, and there's no perfect solution. So we're just trying to use common sense, listen to the arguments, and then try to make an informed decision. So that's kind of the way we approached it.
So before I open up the floor for the public comments, I also want to add to that, that the property in question, Lynn's Flooring, was grandfathered in before the zoning actually took place. So they were grandfathered for their flooring business. So now, since they are wanting to sell the property, whoever the new property owner under the old or the current zoning would not be able to put a business in there. Rezoning to this B1, business one, would allow them to continue to put a business in there. It may not be the same type of business, but they'll be able to put a business in there.
Yeah, and there's steps that they have to go through in order to be able to put that business in, is my understanding. You just don't buy the property and say, okay, I'm gonna open up a, a tattoo parlor or something. There's a process that you have to go through. And what we're trying to do is standardized process. Okay?
Thank you, John.
Mhm.
Anyone from the public can step forward and to the mic, please.
That's okay, Dad. I'm not getting help.
To the mic, please.
Nope. I got bad legs. I'm handicapped. Y'all know that.
Some of these businesses in the residential areas, can they go get a variance from the people in the neighborhood if they sign a petition saying it's okay for them to have the business? Now, they used to do that. And they still do that if they wanted?
Yeah, so we got a process through the Board of Adjustments, and I know Kelly and maybe some person can attest to that, but there are some exceptions to that requires.
Okay. If the business has been there for a long time, it should be stay in business. That's my opinion.
Can I address that for you? Steve, that was part of the process I was talking about. It's just, this is, again, the first step. All we did was make a recommendation on the zoning, and then they have to go through this additional process, and that might be part of that process.
Thank you for explaining.
Well, it's kind of weird that you brought up a tattoo place.
I just brought it up as an example. I don't.
I'm Bill Moppin, pastor of First Baptist Church, and I certainly appreciate the situation that the owner is desiring to sell their property. I've had property to sell myself, and that's a very important matter. However, I'm speaking in opposition to the planning and zoning recommendation. If we had an absolute guarantee that of the type of business that it would be, I don't think that there would be an apprehension about that. I've spoken to Pastor Hong of the Methodist Church. He could not be here tonight. Karen Duffy is with us from the Christian Church. In that vicinity, we have 4 churches that are located, church buildings that are located. I know the state of Missouri has certain restrictions in terms of the types of businesses that can be located near, say, a school or a church. The business of that right now is just a matter of a few feet from the Presbyterian Church. And it's just a stone's throw from Methodist Church and Baptist Church buildings. I appreciate the situation, understand that the matter was grandfathered in, but that gives no guarantee for the future. Again, that was before planning and zoning was there. Someone has mentioned a type of business. I'm sure that my congregation would not be thrilled if it were sold to a recreational marijuana business or, for example, a bar. I have no issue or problem with the fact of other places that such a bar or marijuana shop if it's going to be open, but not right in my backyard. And so we're in a time when I believe that we're challenged with certain things that our city and leaders are facing. And my encouragement would be for you to reconsider this and not to do this because some citizens, I think, would be fairly, I don't say upset, but it would be greatly concerning them. So goodwill, I think, is a very important thing to have right now. And so, again, I'm speaking in opposition to this. The only way I would be supportive of a rezoning would be an absolute guarantee of the type of business that would go in there. So thank you for hearing me.
All right, thank you.
Hi, I'm Clay Logan, and I'm here as a member of the First Presbyterian Church in Louisiana, which owns 3 properties. That's a lot.
Apologize, that's a Zoom. We got people online listening and they had their mic turned on.
Well, then, you're gonna send somebody after them.
That's right.
Anyway, we have 3 properties. One is immediately adjacent to the subject property. One is immediately across the street from the subject property. And a third one is located within half a block. I want to echo the same sentiments that Pastor Mop presented. You know, I don't think that's what we're as a adjacent property interested in seeing. If it were changed, like Bill said, where there's an absolute guarantee, which would require a new zoning overlay, I think, if my memory's still with me. So that's our position. We've got properties within a half a block, one immediately adjacent, one are across the street. So I voice our opposition to a open-ended rezoning of that property. You know, so that's it.
All right, thank you. Anyone else in the audience?
I have a quick question, just a technical question, sorry. Memory, if you can try to figure out if maybe I can record. I know that we had talked on the phone about that. I don't know if you're able to figure it out, but if anybody does know, maybe who could help her. That's all I got to say, sorry.
Don't understand the question.
She wants to know if the citizens that are currently on can record the Zoom as they're watching. There is
Yeah,
no
on the
option
Zoom,
for
there's a setting. When you hit the record button, it says you have to ask the host for permission to record.
Yeah, we're their host, we record. At this time, we don't have any other options to let the citizens record that.
Okay, it's just a little odd that we have to pay then to get the recording afterward. So if there's a way going forward that we could figure out how to get that recording without having to pay, that would be great.
That's what we're looking into the future, babe.
Okay, anyone else from the audience? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the public hearing. Council, you got any statements?
I think that since we do have opposition to it, why not the individuals that were opposed to it sit down with the planning and zoning committee and try to work out a solution to where it would be equitable later on anywhere in the city. And I believe it can be done. I understand their position. And quite truthfully, it's a valid points they have. But I believe we have some valid points too, and I think it can be worked out if we work together.
So this is gonna be brought up in open session of our special council meeting. And we can come up with some solutions, or we can table at that time. But yeah, we can definitely work on that.
Well, or let the planning and zoning committee meet with these people and then come back with a solution and see if it is what we're looking for.
We can take that, we'll take that action in open session,
Okay.
special meeting.
Excuse me.
That's what I was talking about.
Mariah Polston, I was just thinking, since we currently have virtually no bars in town, and we have no marijuana dispensaries, and this has been a business for a number of years, would it be possible to create an ordinance saying that you cannot open a bar or marijuana dispensary or whatever within such and such proximity of a church? And have that as an ordinance, and then it's just set, and then they can have it as a business, but then you automatically know that it's not going to be one of these.
I'm aware of the state statutes that applies to bars being within so many feet of a church. I'm familiar with the requirements for a dispensary.
Well, and all that just changed with Amendment 3 as well. So, yeah. Tim? Just a thought.
Do you have B1 in front of you or anyone that they can read it so they can see what B1?
I do not. I do not have it in front of me.
I look right in front of me.
Yeah, I've got, you want me to read all the possibilities? I've got them up. I mean, you know, look, a sampling, amusement establishments, bowling alleys, dance halls, skating rinks, automobile parking lots, automobile service stations, public garages, bakeries, butcher shops. But no slaughtering of animals on the premises. Clubs, lodges, synagogues, dressmaking, tailoring, funeral homes, hotels, motels, laundries, laundromats, lumber yards, machine shops, offices and office buildings. So it's pretty broad.
So that's everything it can be?
Yeah, retail shops,
That's a
retail
lot.
stores. Yeah, it's pretty broad.
That's,
And that's
that,
gonna be
all that
two.
stuff's gonna bring a lot of traffic where there's also homes.
Well, if one were to come in, but yeah, it's a pretty broad category.
Does anybody know like what's being proposed to be put in there?
Nothing. They can't sell it as is. They cannot sell it as a commercial property. Is
Well, I
that,
knew that.
isn't that my understanding? At currently, and they just wanna get where they can sell the property. So that nothing's been proposed, no one's given them any contract, offer or anything.
And B2 has limitations?
No,
No.
I don't know.
So, yeah, it's business two, type two is wide open, whereas B1 is limited to basically what Councilman Peugeot pointed out.
Can I address that question?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the dilemma we had was, okay, do we want to do B2 or B1? And B2 is so broad, you could put,
Oh, I know.
you know, you could put a slaughterhouse in there. And so we had to,
It didn't make sense when
you know, yeah, and so we had to look at all that and say, well, okay, what, given the fact that they were asking for the rezoning, which would be the better option? Actually, B1 was more restricted.
Better option for the person buying or the city?
Well, no, the person that wanted the rezoning. The rezoning done, okay? And now we can't control as a planning and zoning commission who they
Right.
sell that to, okay? We can't control that. All we do is rezone the property, the parcel of the property itself.
I get what zoning does, trust me.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
And that, we were just trying to be, we were trying to strike that balance, because we don't know what kind of business, nobody knows what kind of business, whatever you might be looking at that. But at the other hand, we don't want to tie the guy's hands in terms of being able to sell his property.
Yeah, the initial request was for a B2, and the planning and zoning said, no, we'll consider a B1. B2 is more broad and open. B1 is more limited.
Which is why the church doesn't want.
But we're just trying to find a compromise here.
There might be a situation where the council can consider a B1 and very, very much so stipulate exclusions. So
All right.
we can
there
do
we
that,
go.
we can do that in open session. Any other comments, concerns? Council? All right, take a motion to close this public hearing. Got a first from Councilman Ringhausen, second from Sudar. Any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, like sign. Public hearing is closed.
You gotta go?
No.
Oh. No.
Well, that was the end of the public hearing, and now we'll start business and so.
So I'll call this special council meeting to order Monday, November the 14th. I call the special meeting. Councilman Ringhausen, will you lead us with the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk, will you take the roll call, please?
Mr. Sudar. Ms. Evans. Here. Sardno. Here. Mr. Giltner.
Here.
Joe.
Here.
Roberts. Gobert. Springhausen.
Here. Okay, So council, one thing on the agenda I would like to add on the agenda is our general liability insurance. It's not on the agenda, but we do have knowledge that our general liability insurance is expiring December the 31st, and we need to have a process in place to renew that. So I entertain a motion to add this agenda item.
Motion. I'll second.
Councilman Sutter first and Councilman Trudeau second. Any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yeah.
Opposed, like sign. All right, motion carries, added to the agenda. I'd like to start off with that agenda item with general liability and city administrator, you sent out some communications to the council that our GNL has been terminated by the end of December the 31st. And it seems to be right now the only firm that's out there is MoPerm that would be able to provide that GNL. I'm not sure if there's others out there to do that, if we need to go for bids or if we need to go ahead and get a quote from MoPerm. You want to get any insight on that? Or
Well, how it's generally done nowadays is you have an agent and they bring you numerous quotes if they can get any. Our current agent for GNL was telling us that there's only one company, and I think she said she contacted 8 to 9, and only one company that would offer us coverage.
How many state agencies go through MoPerm?
I don't have that number. I know it's quite a few.
Be quite a few.
Yes.
It's almost like high risk
We
insurance.
we have our vehicles insured through MoPerm and for quite a while. We always the lowest on the quote.
But I got a letter from the agent, what's the deal with? They only permit one agent
So
per account.
So MoPerm is called agent of record, and we had the firm in Bowling Green, the agent up there handled MoPerm. They used to be here in this town, and they moved their offices to Bowling Green, and we kept business with them and let them bid our vehicle insurance every year. So now that MoPerm is the only firm that we can find that'll take our GNL, MoPerm said, okay, you can't have two agents of record. You're gonna have to pick one. And so my initial response was that I wanted to pick the agent that is located, that has a physical location within our city limits. So that's where that's at. Does that explain that?
Yeah, were they split up one time, like did she do cars or something as part of it?
Well, and I mean, yeah, but not with MoPerm itself. So as I said, the agency in Bowling Green has their vehicles, and it was MoPerm. Everything else that Beth had was not MoPerm. And once that we were forced that, because MoPerm is more than likely going to be lowest on our vehicles again, we were forced to make a decision on which agent to go at that point. If we continue.
What's our insurance? Oh,
Most of it's up at the end of the fiscal year. Most of it's up at the fiscal year, December 31st.
okay.
I'd like to make a motion, we out for bids through MoPerm and Brenda Miller. The way it is now.
got a first, got a second. Any discussion?
Well, I would think when we have to make a decision. General liability policy was the bigger one before. I prefer to consolidate them with Beth White because she had the larger policy. Stands more to lose, and she's also here in the city limits, I think.
She's got the vehicle policy.
No, yeah, Brenda Miller's got the vehicle policy currently.
Mhm.
And as I understand, the premiums are, general liability premiums are something like 130,000. Vehicle is something like 20.
That's close.
Shop around.
Right.
Well, that's what the agents do. I mean, so it's not usually a bidding process, right? It's usually that the agents do the searching. So the problem here is not that whether it's gonna be a bid process or something, it's more that
So
the that Oakland is forcing us to choose one agent.
that's correct. So here's the situation, you know. Right now, our general liability insurance providers that are out there that would or could provide us is limited now to only one. Sector. All right, so our MoPerm, this is my personal thought, our MoPerm agent has always been Brenda Miller for the vehicle. I know back in 2014, when I was on the council, MoPerm, along with Brenda Miller, proposed the general liability insurance and also vehicle insurance. We put it all out for bid, every bit of it. We elected to be local back in 2014, even though we paid more for less coverage, we stayed local. So now what we're doing right now is considering changing the agent of record. To my knowledge, nothing against our local agency. Hasn't dealt with MoPerm at all. This will be her first time getting involved in the MoPerm. She's an independent agent. So whereas Brenda Miller's been with MoPerm for the last 15 years. So the council has an option to say, Brenda, we don't want you as our agent anymore, even though you provide us with vehicle insurance. And once we do that and we go local, she loses the vehicle insurance. She don't get to keep that. There's only one agent in Pike County for MoPerm. So consider that.
Well, it sounds like the big end of the policy that Beth White had. If she had it that long, evidently she was competitive. I mean, the prices were researched and looked at, and she was competitive and got the bid. I would think you'd wanna go most economical and the closest one, you know, to you.
Right.
And if Brenda Miller doesn't want to do just the vehicles, if Beth White has to go somewhere else and get it, like evidently she has, or has it been MoPerm?
It's been MoPerm for a long time.
So just let her keep that and
So I heard what you said, but to make it clear, there's only one MoPerm agent, right? Currently, the MoPerm agent is Brenda Miller.
but when you want to see what the bids are. Anywhere else that Beth might be able to get?
So MoPerm will only deal with one agent. They're not going to split the agents to compete against each other for a bid.
But if you put it out for bids, maybe there's someone out there. I don't think so, according to Kelly. But at least look, if we can save money on the big end of it. Then let Miller have the cars.
How much time is against us, Bob?
Huh? No, you got now the end of December.
I got a motion on the floor to say.
Yeah, so we'll call the question, but is there any more discussion or questions?
I cannot hear the motion and did not know who seconded.
So repeat me, Councilman Sutter, if I misspeak, but the motion was to go out for general liability insurance through MoPerm with Brenda Miller. To get a bid.
For bid. Just with Brenda Miller or for bids?
Yeah, there's right now, to the best of my knowledge, now we can open it up. But we got this motion on the floor right now. Right now, there's only one company that will provide us with insurance. And that's MoPerm. So the decision for the council to be clear about the decision that you're making is if we're going to keep it with Brenda Miller, who we've had MoPerm with for the last 15, 20 years on vehicles, and we've had general liability insurance with another company and a local agent, or do we pull all policies away from Brenda Miller and transfer everything to a local agent that hasn't dealt with MoPerm? That's the simple decision that needs to be made.
It's not pulling all the policies from It's going to.
Kelly,
Have we had any problems with whole farm over the years?
Not really.
How long has Beth White been doing our general liability policies?
It's, Brenda had it for a while, but my God, that was probably 20 years ago.
Because either way, we're gonna have to take a policy from one of them,
Right.
right? I mean, that.
It's the same company.
That's what happened, because MoPerm is forcing us to choose one agent. And that's the problem, because if we can leave it with both, we would.
Right.
As I understand, that was what was attempted first. MoPerm said we won't do it, and so either way, we're gonna take a policy from one of these ladies. Not because,
I'll go ahead and finish your thought.
well, because Beth White has had our general liability policy for quite a long time. And so now that MoPerm's the only one that'll give us general liability. One of these ladies is gonna pick up the other's policy in order to be the agent of record.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah.
That's exactly
So either
correct.
way, we gotta tell one of them that they're not gonna keep the same policy. they had
So,
before.
and that's my point as far as my understanding is, MoPerm has always been out of the Bowling Green office of First State Insurance with Brenda Miller. And so that's my point. So what we're doing, and the big thing for me is perception. Everyone would like to go local, and if there's an insurance company that our local agent can get a hold of and provide us insurance quotes or bids, I'm all for it. But the perception is that we're going to take it away from a current MoPerm agent that provides us vehicle insurance, and we're going to pull the vehicle insurance and combine the vehicle and the general liability with a new agent that's local, that hasn't had any experience with MoPerm, to the best of my knowledge.
Is the MoPerm policy substantially different than other types of insurance policies?
I couldn't answer that question. I mean, typically, I know back in 2014, the MoPerm general liability insurance was cheaper than what we obtained. What we got, it provided a better coverage and cost less, but we elected to stay local at that time.
I know in the past, we've had agents come in and talk to us about what it is that they have to offer. Or what they can offer. Would that be worthwhile?
Possibly if they were competing companies, but they both would be potentially selling MoPerm.
Same thing.
They'd be selling the same thing.
Okay.
So the decision really for the council, the question's on the floor, and we'll call the question here in a second, is we stick with who's been our MoPerm agent with vehicles, or do we pull it and go?
We stick with our general liability lady, but put her on the new company.
Yeah,
So-
So Brenda did send me a letter as well. She just
Yeah, I
wanted
got
to,
that.
yeah, I don't know if everybody else saw it. Where it just stated, she may not physically be located in Louisiana, but she is still tied to the community where she does Rotary for years. She's part of our YMCA program, that she does have ties to the community. She want to make sure that that is known as well. Since we are looking at this from the aspect of keeping things local, she does have ties to the community as well.
if no objections, I'll go ahead and call the question.
Why did we lose our general liability in the first
I'll-
place?
Just, we can talk about that and disclose that, but we're in the need of shopping for it. So all those in favor say yes. Opposed, like sign.
No.
All right, call the question. Go ahead and call. Roll call.
Mr.
Yes.
Evans?
No.
Sardno? No. Mr. Giltner?
Yeah.
Mr. Pajot?
No.
Mr. Roberts? Mr. Dolbear? Mr. Ringhausen?
No.
Motion fails. Okay. Entertain a motion to go out for bids, open market for general liability insurance.
So would that mean since the searching is done through agents, if we put it out for bids, are we allowing agents to bid? Like that they're gonna go out and see what they can get? And then. And then we look at what they bring back?
Yep. So independent agents, anyone, whether they're from Hannibal or St. Louis or anywhere, we want to see what kind of a insurance quotes we can get.
That motion.
I'd second that.
Got a first and a second. The question is to go out for general liability insurance. Advertise, I don't want to speak for you, Bill. Go out for bids, open bids, open market bids for general liability insurance. So that is the first from Sutter and second from Ardno. Any discussion?
Discussion. Kelly, how long does it, when we put out a bid, this is good sized bid, how long does it take us to usually get a bid back?
You know, you want to at least advertise it for 2 weeks. Where it's at, it's gonna be quick, pretty quick turnaround for what the insurance is used to, but if they want business, they'll get it to us.
Cutting it off close.
When we
Yes,
requested
it's gonna be very close.
to have the bid in by our next council meeting. Which is
That's in 2 weeks. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't advertise in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And we don't have a choice, we're home. We have to take what there is.
We're no stranger to calling special meetings, so. Hate to say it that way, but we've got to get this done.
Okay, any other questions? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, like sign. All right, motion carries. All right, the next item on the agenda is Councilman Gilder. Want to extend,
Whatever it is, I did it.
want to extend. Now, what we should do is stand you right in the middle and we all kind of get around and we'll kind of throw at you, right?
Now,
So I appreciate your service and coming in and helping take care of business here at City Hall. And I wish nothing but the best for you and yours.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you gotta go through the gauntlet.
There'll be some be most happy. But it's sad.
No,
you don't know here, happy about that, Don.
So that being the case, I'd like to go ahead and make appointments for Ward 2 and Ward 3 vacancies. The Ward 3 vacancies came up Friday evening as on a holiday. And due to the timing and so forth, we've had approximately 3 or 4 individuals per Ward 2 and per Ward 3 interested in the positions. And I recommend the appointment to Ward 2 with Robert Jordan. If you would, Mr. Jordan, step forward. Robert, if you would, kind of explain how long you've been in Louisiana and where you've been at and kind of your basis.
I've been in Louisiana for 7 years. I work in the Department of Corrections, so I know what it is to be an upstanding citizen and to hold myself at a higher standard than other people. With being in the district and living in where I'm at 1608 Georgia Street. Anyone goes by my house, they see me sitting out in the front, smoking my cigarettes, waving at everybody. I love this community. I mean, I moved here because my husband brought me here. And I would not want to live anyplace else. I've lived in many states. I've lived in many towns. This little town is amazing.
Appreciate it. Any questions from the council? Mr. Jordan? Nope. Entertain a motion. You got a first? Got a second? So Mrs. Ardno and Mr. Sutter, second. Any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Pose like sign. Motion carries. Mr. Jordan, if you would, kind of stand to the side. And my next appointment recommendation is Mr. Bell, Mr. Rudy Bell, if you would. Come up front. And kind of just give a little brief summary and.
I'm a lifelong resident of Louisiana, Missouri, 59 years old. I've served on the council before. I'm an American citizen. I'll do the best job I can for the citizens of Louisiana.
Any questions from the council?
You said you served on council before? Here? When was that?
1996.
Yes, Joe worked for the city then. I remember that.
Were you on? How many years were you on?
8 years.
8 years.
That's fortunate.
That's Looker, yeah.
Any other questions? I entertain a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it this time.
Mr. Sutter made a motion and Mrs. Arno seconded. And any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Pose like sign. Motion carries. City clerk, will you give the oath of office?
Want to do it one at a time or together?
Together.
Just don't say each other's name. All right. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Robert Jordan,
You solemnly swear
swear that I possess all the qualifications for the office of councilperson Ward 2 as prescribed by law, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri, provisions of the laws of the state of Texas, cities of this class, and the ordinances of the city of Louisiana, Missouri, and faithfully demean myself in office, so help me God.
Thank you. And you good, ma'am? Right there.
Stages.
Here's your homework, sir.
Sir. Councilman, will you take your seat, please?
Thank you.
Now, Don, can you eat dinner in peace?
Yeah.
Monday nights.
Finish up.
Your homework.
Thank you.
Councilman, if you would, take your seat.
Yeah, but get a lot of.
All right.
pictures.
I'll probably have a nice. Okay.
Got him a cake. Are you gonna sit by me? Hey, Memory, do we have any more paper? Don't forget.
I'm making sure what.
Hey, man. I can give one of Rodney's costumes.
Okay, I'm coming.
Like you said.
No throwing.
Oh, here.
Already?
Here. I took everything with.
Hey, it's still yours.
I got it. We got an extra.
Have been.
And he's ready to get rid
I
of it.
got 2 copies.
I don't like
If you want me to
that.
put the other one, I'll set it in there.
Take a picture.
Okay, council. Consideration, recommendation from the Planning and Zoning Commission pertaining to the property of 709 and 758 South Carolina
I
Street.
got my hand out.
Open the floor for discussion from the council.
So I did look it up, see if I've still got it up. There is an ordinance that tells of liquor prohibited near schools and churches. Within 100 feet of any church. And somewhere down there, I suppose it's also a school. But it's only 100 feet, so that probably, suppose. I don't know if that covers parking lots owned by churches, probably not. I don't know if it's 100 feet from What's the?
Episcopal church, been 100 feet.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many feet that is, but probably not 100. Yeah, so I.
That's, I would do that already. On the liquor license.
Yeah, so do you think it'd be 100 Episcopal and Lens? Yeah. All right, so at least that, I mean, we could certainly amend the ordinance in the future to prohibit. Getting this, prohibit a marijuana dispensary.
Considering it is something that just recently was approved,
Yeah,
have to be amended anyway.
yeah, it's not until the 8th, December 8th. Yeah, we could do that at our next council, marijuana to that ordinance. We wouldn't be able to cover all the other stuff, right? I mean, I don't know if it's likely that we're gonna get a lumberyard or a butcher shop or something in there.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of things can be
Yeah,
not something somebody really wants in there either.
and also I'm not fairly sure if that would already be covered by some of our noise ordinance. I don't know when you have B1 right next to R1. Plays there, if there's some sort of. I don't know, limitations that being close to the R1 would put upon. One, I'm not sure if we have anything on that, or if we could do anything.
I would entertain tabling the consideration until the ordinance committee gets a grasp on the dispensary requirement.
I'll second.
Okay, so we got a first from Councilman Ringhausen and second from Councilman Peugeot. Any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, like sign. Council, resolution number 615, I would like to table that until we go into closed session. Come back and potentially an open session to address resolution number 15. I entertain a motion to do so. I got first from Tiffany Ardeno, Councilwoman Ardeno, second from Councilman Peugeot. Table 15, the resolution 15. Any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. All right, next item on the agenda is resolution number 16. A resolution of the city of Louisiana authorizing the city administrator to execute a First Amendment to the water purchase contract. You should have a copy of that in front of everyone. If there's any questions to that, city administrator can address.
So the cost of, so it's a 1,750-foot extension, right, of one of the pipes, and that, the cost of that is gonna be borne by the Lake County Water.
Right, by the project. So the cost the city would have in that, we have to do rehook 2 services, one to Blomey's and the other to the old MoDOT shed, which is CMC. Those are 2 expenses that we would have.
And that'll fit within. Huge expense.
No, not at all.
And our line goes in.
Our line ends, yes, there's a hydrant right there on their fence line, and that's where they'll have to pick it up and move it on forward.
Any other questions for the city administrator pertaining to resolution number 16? Hearing none, entertain a motion to pass resolution 16. First and a second. A resolution of the city of Louisiana authorizing the city administrator to execute an amendment to the water service agreement with Public Water Supply District number 1 of Pike County, Missouri. Be it resolved by the city council of the city of Louisiana, Pike County, Missouri as follows, in so detailed. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, let's take the roll call.
My first and second, please.
Bill was first and I was second.
Thank you.
Go ahead, take the roll call, please.
Sedars,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Cardinal,
Yes.
Giltner. Oh, sorry. Who replaced him? Mr. Jordan? Mr. Jordan?
Yes,
I didn't update my sheet yet. I'm sorry.
okay.
Mr. Peugeot,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Stover, Springhausen.
Resolution number 16-2022 is duly passed and approved. All right, council will entertain a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of revised Missouri statute, section 610.021, subsection 1, 3, and 13, allowing the city council, city attorneys, and the city clerk. And
Before we do that, we don't need to do anything on this tonight, right? That's just a draft for our.
I'll make the motion.
we have a motion from Tiffany, second from Bill. Any discussion? All those in, excuse me, take the roll call, please.
Mrs. Leonard,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
yes, Mr. Jordan,
Yes.
Mr. Pajot,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts, Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mr. Rittenhouse.
All right, we are in closed session.
Take pictures with Dawn.
There's nothing.
No, the only thing that can come back.